As a woman who lived through an American girlhood of heroin chic, I celebrated how the culture seemed to shift in my late 20s to 30s to one more of body positivity, where we as women were allowed, encouraged even, to embrace different body types and push against the prescriptions of what the ideal woman looks like. Fast forward to 2021, when I heard the first whispers of a new drug called Ozempic, a GLP-1 medication originally catered to those with type 2 diabetes, but now being packaged under a new name and slated for weight loss, a tracked byproduct experienced by the original patients under Ozempic's care. At first, I thought that it would be like the other weight loss pills and shots that have popped up throughout my lifetime, like fen-phen, metformin, orlistat, among countless others. It would be declared safe and effective, swell in popularity, but then fall dramatically thanks to either ineffectiveness or major side effects or both, unapproved by the FDA and then pulled from the shelves. I easily brushed it off and went on my body positivity way, but the whispers grew louder. By 2023, it seemed like at least one podcast or news article in my daily lineup had Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, or Zepbound in the title. Unlike my home growing up, I do regularly read celebrity magazines and sites, and I couldn't help but notice that the movie stars, singers, and influencers were looking more and more like the bobblehead figures of my youth, adult-sized heads on prepubescent bodies. At the time, I myself was 36 and a half years old, 37 years old, and recovering from childbirth, and doing the dance every postpartum woman taps through of trying desperately to make peace with my now unrecognizable body, and to instead seek to focus on my recovery and taking care of my newborn. While my first four children basically replicated each experience in terms of weight gain before and then loss after birth, this one was different, and for no single reason I could point to beyond my now advanced maternal age. I did my best to be healthy, to move my body, to feed it nourishing foods, to not pay too much attention to how I looked in my clothes that were still tighter than they used to be. But I found it surprisingly jarring to be struggling so mightily with how my now bigger body impacted my self-worth. And this after years and years of working so very hard on detaching those two things. While my first instinct was to dismiss the weight loss drugs, when ads from her and other online prescription sites appeared constantly on videos from my favorite YouTube channels, I surprised myself one day with the thought, I wonder how easy it would be to get that. I knew the answer was simple, stupid easy. All I would have to do was fudge my weight and symptoms a bit, and I could trick any online service into giving me their form of a GLP-1, even if I didn't technically qualify as overweight or obese. That thought stunned me, but not as much as the people in my life who were so clearly taking some form of GLP-1. From women at church who were suddenly drastically slimmer, to women in my extended family who looked like walking skeletons with boobs. It was that last one in 2024 that broke my waves of frustration into a full-fledged tsunami. I felt so very angry.